He means to say that we are temporarily allowed to stay in this world. The world is a broad field of battle. We must strive hard and fight hard like a hero within this little span of time. We must not be silent like down-driven cattle. The cattle are driven under the supervision and instruction of someone. Human beings should not be driven by others. We should think of our own and let all decisions be taken by us. The poet Hayes W. Longfellow stresses the idea that act is important, not enjoyment and sorrow. Working culture must be encouraged. Act today are magical words. Tomorrow will be farther than today. If you act today, tomorrow will be ours. Tomorrow will bring further advantages if you work today. Today's work determines tomorrow's prosperity. Today is in your hand. Today is alive. Today is a lovely day. Past is gone. It's once for all over. Yesterday's past can be called back in our memory, but not yesterday. It is gone forever. It's buried. Believe in present. Work in present. Present is always in your hand. Future will come to your hand. The poet repeats the word act one more time to emphasize that we must keep on working. The rest can be left to your heart and God. The greatness of great men is highlighted in this poem. Their lives make our life sublime. These great people leave us a rich legacy. They depend us physically, but they leave footprints strongly on the sand from time immemorial. A man who has lost on his hopes in life is called a shipwrecked brother. If he happens to see the footprints of the great souls, he will get himself rejuvenated in his life. He will get a hope that he is born to achieve. It will bring rebirth in him and renaissance in his life. So we must keep on doing the work with a strong heart, not worried about the result. We must also learn to labor and wait patiently for the good result of what we have done. So, let us wait. Now I am dealing with the supplementary reader, the last week. This story is about a painting painted by an unsuccessful painter. Sue and Johnsy were painters. Their taste in art of painting, chicory salad and bishop's leaves brought them closer and they became friends. Sue and Johnsy, who took the profession of painting, found a place to have their studio in old Greenwich Village with a low rent. They had their studio in a 3-story brick house. Johnsy was familiar for Jonah. Sue was from Maine and Johnsy was from California. During their winter season, Mr. Pneumonia, a deadly disease, affected many people of that area. Many of them became victims of this disease. Johnsy was sick with pneumonia. A doctor visited and observed that she had one chance in 10 to recover. He warned Sue that medicines would fail very miserably if the patient were reluctant to win over the disease. He also understood that there was no man crossing her in life. He told Sue to find out what was nagging her mind, not allowing her to become alright. She was preparing herself for drawing to illustrate a magazine story. Jansi's face was towards the window. Sue heard a low sound several times repeated from her friend. Jansi was looking out the window and counted backward. Jansi said 12 and she said 11 a little later, and then 10 and then 9, 8 and 7. So wanted to see what was there to count. Jansi answered 6. She was very serious in counting. She also said 3 days ago there were almost 100 leaves. She herself created a misconception in her mind that when the last leaf fell, her life also would fall. So scoffed at Jansi and said to her, what will old ivy leaves do with her getting married? At that time, Jansi counted 4. So understood that Jansi was not only affected with pneumonia, but also very much affected with the misconception that she would die soon. She was preparing herself for death. Her friend persuaded Jansi to drive out this foolish idea to become better in health. So asked her friend to sleep. So told her that she was going to meet Bourbon to ask to be her model for old hermit miner, a painting. Old Bourbon was a painter who lived in the ground floor beneath him. He was past 60. He was a failure in art. He had always been about to paint a masterpiece. He earned a little by serving him as a model. He regarded himself as a person to protect the young artist, these 2 young artists in the studio above. The next day, Jansi looked through the window. Their head stood out against the brick wall, one ivy leaf. It was the last one of the vine. Jansi said that the last leaf would fall that night and she would die soon. The leaf was clinging to its stem against the wall, in spite of the heavy rain and wind. Jansi understood that there was something happening positive in her life. She said that the last leaf was there holding strongly in its place to show her how wicked she was. She wanted to see her face in the hand mirror to boost up her energy to live. She asked for pillows from her friend to help her from shifting from lying position to a lifting position. Yes, Jansi lifted herself up cheerfully, ignoring her fear of death. She told her friend Sue to prepare chops for her food. They heard from the doctor that Jansi was coming up, whereas Bourbon was going down in health. He was affected with pneumonia severely. The janitor found him in his room in downstairs, helpless with pain. His shoes and clothing were wet. They found a lantern, some brushes, and palette with green and yellow colors mixed on it. The last leaf stuck very hard and not flected even once. This old man drew the painting of a leaf and placed it in the place of the last leaf. It was a remarkable effort of an old Burman to remove the misconception from Jansi's mind and save her life. The real last leaf had already fallen. The painted leaf of the old man, Burman, was there. When Jansi happened to see the last leaf not falling, she realized that Burman sacrificed his life for the sake of her. He was not a successful painter professionally, but he saved her life with his painting. The last leaf painted by Burman saved Jansi's life. So, It was his must.